Elias Thorne, life was measured in school lunches and bedtime stories. At 40, he had the silver hair at his temples to prove he was a seasoned veteran of single fatherhood. His world revolved around Maya, his spirited 7-year-old daughter, and his small woodworking shop where the scent of cedar acted as his only therapy. Romance. Elias didn't have a slot for it in his color-coded calendar. Between parent-teacher conferences and fixing broken dollhouses, his heart had been on battery saver mode for years. The encounter at the dusty shelf. It was a rainy Tuesday when Elias ducked into a local bookstore to find a birthday gift for Maya. That's where he saw her, Clara. She was perched on a rolling ladder, reaching for a book on the highest shelf. She looked like a whirlwind of organized chaos, paint-stained overalls, a messy bun held together by a pencil, and eyes that looked like they had seen the world but still liked what they saw. When she slipped, Elias didn't think, he moved. He caught her just before she hit the floor. Nice save, Clara panted, her face inches from his. Are you always this heroic, or did I just time my fall perfectly? Elias felt a spark he hadn't felt in a decade. I usually only rescue Lego figures from vacuum cleaners, so this is an upgrade. The slow burn. Over the next month, the dusty shelf became Elias's favorite detour. They started with small talk about literature, which evolved into coffee dates, which eventually turned into long walks in the park while Maya played nearby. Clara was an artist, a muralist who lived life in bold strokes. She was the color to Elias's structured wood. But being a single dad meant Elias carried a heavy +1. He was terrified that his life was too cluttered for someone as free-spirited as Clara. Elias, she said one evening, leaning against his workbench. You keep waiting for the perfect time to let me in. But I don't want perfect. I want the sawdust and the school runs. I want the whole story. The turning point, the real test came on a Saturday when Maya caught a fever. Elias had to cancel their first real dinner date. He felt the old familiar sting of guilt, the feeling that he'd never be able to give a partner 100%. An hour later, there was a knock at the door. It wasn't a disgruntled girlfriend, it was Clara. She was carrying a bag of groceries, a thermometer, and a stuffed dragon. I'm not here for a date, she whispered as Elias opened the door. I'm here for the dad version of you. She spent the night helping Elias cool Maya's fever. They sat on the floor of the hallway, eating cold pizza and talking in hushed tones while Maya slept. In that quiet, messy, stressful moment, the walls Elias had built around his heart finally crumbled. A new chapter. 6 months later, the woodworking shop wasn't just filled with the smell of cedar. It now had the faint scent of Claris oil paints. Elias realized that being 40 didn't mean his story was over, it just meant the plot was getting deeper. He wasn't just a single dad anymore. He was a man who had found a partner who didn't just love him, but loved the life he had built. As the sun set over the porch, Maya ran circles around them while Clara rested her head on Elias's shoulder. You know, Elias murmured, kissing her forehead. I'm glad you fell off that ladder. Clara laughed. I'll let you in on a secret, Elias. I saw you walking in. I think I fell on purpose.